Hey guys, my name is AllieJones, and yes, I'm using the same backdrop because I am too lazy to iron my other ones. Don't judge me. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about my top 5 favorite drugstore foundations. I was going to say concealers, but no. This is all about my top 5 favorite foundations. There are various reasons as to why I like these 5 foundations, whether it's the coverage, the finish of the foundation, how it wears throughout the day, just different reasons why I like each and every one. If you are interested in seeing what my top 5 favorite drugstore foundations are, that was kind of a tongue twister, then please continue watching. The first one is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Makeup, and the shade that I always go to is W6 or W7, or even sometimes I like to mix both. The reason why I like this foundation is because of the shade range. I like to mention this foundation because it has a color for the fairest of skin to the deepest of skin, and I like that. It also has different undertones. So I am a warm undertone, however they also have a cool undertone foundation and a neutral undertone foundation, which is awesome, especially for L'Oreal being a drugstore foundation. Now, if you are a beginner in makeup, I would highly recommend this foundation for you because it is super easy to work with. My favorite way to apply this foundation is with both a brush and a beauty cosmetics sponge. Personally, my favorite brush to use with this foundation is, I believe, the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. I really like this foundation with this brush because it doesn't leave streaks behind. I also like using a beauty sponge, like I mentioned, because it just gives such a flawless finish. I do not think that this foundation right away is full coverage. However, it is medium and it is definitely buildable, which is why I really like it. One thing that I do not necessarily like about this foundation is that it does not have a pump, so it does get a little messy. However, I still really like this foundation. It is a glass bottle and you are getting 1.0 fluid ounces, which is pretty much standard for any foundation. I like to wear this foundation when I know I need to put on something quick because I feel like no matter how you apply this foundation or how sloppy you apply it, it's always going to look great. So I feel like this is one of those goof-proof foundations that anyone could use, whether you're a beginner or expert with makeup. The next foundation that I wanted to mention is the Maybelline Fit Me in the Matte and Poreless. The shade that I'm in is in 310 Sun Beige, and I love this foundation. I fell in love with this foundation when I first used it. I was like, yes, finally a new drugstore foundation that I can use. For a while there on my channel, I was only using the L'Oreal True Match, but once this came out, I had just like switched over and I was like Maybelline all the way. This does claim to minimize your pores and have a matte finish, which I stand fully behind that claim because it does just that. My favorite way to apply this is with a cosmetics sponge. I don't really like to apply this with a brush just because I do find that sometimes it does leave streak lines on my face. This foundation claims to be for normal to oily skin, which makes sense because this is a matte formula foundation. You get 1 fluid ounce of foundation in this bottle, and once again, it is a glass bottle like the L'Oreal True Match, and it also does not come with a pump, which is a downside for me. I like to wear this foundation because it looks great from the moment you put it on and the moment you take it off. It does not kind of transform or get wonky throughout the day, which is something that I really enjoy about this foundation. I wear this foundation when I know for sure my complexion is going to look good. I feel like this foundation has never ever failed me. This also does not have flashback when you are taking flash photos, so that is also a plus. My next favorite foundation is by L'Oreal once again, and this is the Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. This foundation is bomb.com. If you guys are a fan of L'Oreal and you want something with full coverage right away, get this foundation. It's so, so good. One thing that I like about this is that not only is the coverage great, but it does not get cakey. It is kind of a more thicker formula. It is definitely thicker than the True Match, but this does not get cakey. It does not feel heavy on the face, which is huge for me. I do not like a heavy feeling foundation, and this does not feel heavy on the face at all, which is great. This does claim that you can wear it for 24 hours. I have never put that claim to the test just because I don't wear my foundation for 24 hours. The most I think I wore my foundation was for like 10 or 11 hours, but even then it still looked great. If you want to try this out for 24 hours, do that and let me know how it went, but don't expect me to do it because my face will hate me. This claims to be a demi-matte foundation, which it is. You get 1.0 fluid ounce, which like I said is pretty standard for a foundation. I really like the packaging of this foundation because it's just like a little squeeze tube. It's not like the previous foundations that I mentioned where you have to kind of pour it onto something. You could just squeeze it right out of the tube and it's kind of mess free, which is great. It is also plastic, which I find it is travel friendly. My favorite way to apply this is with just a cosmetic sponge. I do not like applying this with a brush because it does leave streak marks for me. And I like using a sponge with this because it does kind of absorb some of the excess product. So I know that I will not be a cake face with this foundation. The shade that I'm in this foundation is 107 Fresh Beige and 106 Sun Beige. I really like this foundation line as well because the tones of this foundation is more on the warm yellow side, which I really, really like. This next foundation, you guys, was such a game changer for the drugstore. Like, I'm not even kidding you. This is the new Milani, well, not new, why am I saying new? This isn't new. I feel like this is their newest foundation. I don't know, whatever. But this is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer foundation. So bomb, so good. The packaging, first of all, A+ to Milani because it has a pump. The shade that I kind of go back and forth between is 06 Sand Beige. I have tried 09. I don't know what 09 the name is called, but I do mix those two to kind of get my perfect shade. I know 06 and 09 is such a huge difference, but I was given this for free at Gen Beauty, and I did purchase 09 by myself when it first came out because in stores it is difficult to find 07 and 08, which I feel like I'm either one of those two shades, but I can never get those two shades. So I mixed 06 and 09 to get this shade. Not this shade on my face, but like to get my color, if you know what I mean. The finish of this, I would say, is a satin, not completely matte. I think I have previously mentioned that it is a matte coverage, but the more I wore it, I saw that it was more of a satin finish, which I like. I'm either a satin girl or a matte girl. My favorite way to apply this is a cosmetic sponge. With a brush, I feel like this foundation gets super, super heavy. That is kind of one downside to this foundation. It can feel a little heavy if you apply too much. I feel like the color on this foundation is very, very concentrated and you can get cakey quick with this foundation. So I do like to apply with a cosmetic sponge because it does, once again, like I said before, absorb some of the excess product. This does not have flashback. This looks great on film as well as flash photography. When you're outdoors taking photos with this foundation, your skin looks absolutely flawless. I noticed I get the most compliments on my skin when I wear this foundation. My final favorite drugstore foundation is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. Ugh, I recently got this about a month or two ago and I can't seem to put it down. It is such a great foundation. It is great on film and great for flash photography. hence photo focus. It does have a little like diagram or picture back here with a girl who is not wearing it on one side, and then on the other side she is wearing it. On the side where she is not wearing it, you can see like white patches mimicking like flash photography, and then the other side where she is wearing it, her skin looks, you know, like no ghostness going on anywhere. The shade that I'm in this foundation is Desert Beige, and you are getting 1.0 fluid ounces. Lately, I have been really liking this foundation, and this has quickly become one of my drugstore favorites. I recommend this to anyone who has been asking me, what's your favorite drugstore foundation? I say this now because this is so good. Wet n Wild is one of those brands that are either a hit or miss for me, but lately Wet n Wild has just been coming through in the drugstore. So they did really good with this foundation. I like to apply this foundation with either a brush or a cosmetic sponge. It looks great with both. The coverage of this foundation I would say is medium, however it is definitely buildable. The only thing that I don't like about this foundation is the little spatula. It is nice because you can easily put this like on a mixing plate or like one of those stainless steel palettes. However, I feel like this would be great if it had a pump. I don't care for this little paddle. And for it being Wet n Wild, this is a really nice foundation bottle, which is great. I believe this foundation is only like $4.99 or $5.99. So if you really want a inexpensive drugstore foundation, definitely try this one out before you try any of these. These ones are kind of closer to the 2-digit numbers, if you know what I mean, in price. This one is literally like $4 to $5, so you cannot go wrong with that. So that is it for my top 5 favorite foundations from the drugstore. Whoa, I actually said it without stumbling on my words. If you guys enjoyed this video and cannot get enough of me, then please do not forget to hit the subscribe button down below, and also give this video a huge thumbs up so I know that you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below if you guys want to see another top 5 product video. Maybe next I could do my top 5 favorite palettes, my top 5 favorite concealers. Whatever you guys want to see, just let me know down below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter so we can become best of friends. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next one. Peace out.